B-Ball Fan 54, your host Mike, coming at you November 3rd, a couple of hours before the Wizards are set to play the New York Knicks. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. How you doing? How you doing? The Wizards are currently 1-5. 1-5. They could have won two of those games. They cannot close out games defensively or offensively. That's not abnormal for a young team. The Wizards are what? The third youngest team in the league. Um, they're on the right track. We got to give them some grace, but you want to compete. You want to learn how to close out games. All right. We're going to go over some stats. Our leading scorer as of 6 games is Keyshawn George with 18.3. Our leading rebounder is Allstar with 8.5. Assist guy, Keyshawn George, 4.5. Steals, Bub Carrington. Bub Carrington has a lot of turnovers. As a matter of fact, let's look at Bub Carrington's turnover ratio here. We're gonna go ahead and find that. I'm interested in going over that. Blocks, Allstar is leading the team with 2.2. Bub Carrington averages assist to ratio 1.8. He averages 2 to 3 turnovers a game. He turns the ball over a lot, to amount of time he gets. What is he average? Bub Carrington averages 27 minutes. Keyshawn George is the high minute total. Him and C.J. McCollum with about 30. C.J. McCollum is a disappointment right now. Chris Middleton is a major disappointment. So C.J. McCollum is averaging 14 points. He's averaging about 4 assists. He's averaging about 1 turnover. I mean, he's making how much a game? He's been in the league 12, 13 years, right? We need, as a young team, you need veterans with force. If you're not, we know we're going to try to trade him. Don't wait till the end of the trade deadline. Let's get rid of him now. Let's get rid of Chris Middleton. Please, 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 Will Dawkins, I am begging you to buy Chris Middleton out. Brian Keefe, Will Dawkins, I'm begging you to sit Chris Middleton. He looks washed. He looks like dinosaurs. He's averaging 11 points. He's averaging 4.5 rebounds, 2.2 assists. I think he's making like $33 million. Listen, Koulibaly just played 2 games. He's averaging what? 13 points, but he's averaging 25 minutes, right? Our best 3 players is Keyshawn George, Allstar, and Koulibaly. We desperately need a point guard with force, a creator, a distributor, player with force, a leader. Go get Ja Morant. Ja Morant is having problems in Memphis. He needs to get out of Memphis. Ja Morant, how old is Ja Morant? He would be a great addition. We need a player directly like that. We need a point guard, Ja Morant. We need a player with force, Ja Morant. We need a player that can get his and distribute and be a leader. Now, he has to work on his leadership. He's having some issues. You remember the gun issue. You remember he's arguing with the coaching staff right now. I think he just said, go ask the coaching staff. Go ask the coaching staff. I think he didn't play a lot the last couple of games. He thinks that the team is thinking that they can be better without them. Great. Give us an opportunity. Give them C.J. McCollum. Give them a pick. Give them a C.J. McCollum. Buy Chris Middleton out. Tristan Vucevic, put him on the trade block, man. He is so soft. He can score, but he's too soft. He gets pushed around. I want him to realize his potential and work on that. We are in desperate need of a solid leader. Chris Middleton is not that. CJ McCollum is not that. He's more disappointing than I thought he was. I knew Chris Middleton couldn't move. I knew he couldn't jump. I knew he wasn't a star. He had, obviously he was better when he was younger, but it's not like he's that old. He had a big megastar in Giannis, so he could sit out there and hit jumpers. We need him to be a force, and he is definitely not a force player. He can't create. He has to have people create for him. He's a standalone shooter. Remember that game a couple of games ago? We had like 5 seconds left. We gave him the ball. He could have been the hero of that game. We could have won that game. He could have ended that game by hitting that jumper, that turnaround jumper. We gave him an opportunity. That's what you have veterans for that make that much money, $33 million. You can't close one game. You can't get us one game. No, he cannot. He sucks at this point. McCollum can't drive. He doesn't create. He's not a distributor. If he's not shooting, he's not efficient. He drives to the basket. He has no ups. He has no hops. He has no force. He gets it blocked. No one is scared of McCollum. Remember a couple games ago, he could have won us a game just by hitting one basket. He had 2 or 3 opportunities. He fell both of them. He fell driving to the basket. We don't have a player with force. Our young players are our best player. Keyshawn George, he stays in foul trouble, but he's learning, man. He is awesome. Allstar and Koulibaly. We desperately need a point guard. Again, Bub Carrington is not a point guard. He is not ready to take that responsibility on right now. He can't set people up the way, a team needs to be managed and set up. We have $100 million. We were gonna get rid of McCollum and CJ McCollum and Chris Middleton this year. Why do we have to wait to February? Why do we have to wait to the trade deadline? Let's get them out of there now. Let's get our younger players more time to develop, and let's get a star. We were gonna go get a star anyway. Ja Morant is perfect for what we need. Go take a chance. What are we doing here? Let's go take a chance. We have enough young players. It's time to do it. Do it right now. Why are we waiting? Ja Morant wants out. We need a point guard with force. We need a star. This is a perfect match made in heaven. Ja Morant to the Washington Wizards right now. Ja Morant to the Washington Wizards right now. All right. Let me give you a little bit of news. 2 teams in the history of the NBA have allowed 770 points the first 6 games in 1990. Those 2 teams, you guessed it, our Wizards. 2023, the Wizards, and 2025, the Wizards. We cannot stop a runny nose. We can't stop anything. We can't shut off a running faucet. We can't stop anybody. Any star on the opposite team is going to have a career night. We're not there yet. We need a forceful leader on the offensive and defensive end. Sar is 2.2 blocks. He's going to need help. We need them from stopping getting to Sar. You need to get in front of your players. You need to get in front of the opposite guy who's driving in the basket. Move your feet. We need to double team off of the pick and roll when the other team is trying to pick and roll. We need to forcefully hard double team that guy coming off the pick, right? Force him to make a bad pass. We can't keep doing the same thing. That defensive system is not working, all right? We're going to give our Wizards, luck tonight. They play the New York Knicks. We need to be more forceful in so many different ways, right? Obviously it's only 6 games, but we're going towards a losing season, 1-5. We need to learn how to close games, and you can't do that without a leader. And we don't have a leader. McCullough and Chris Middleton need to go now, not wait to the trade deadline. Buy Middleton out right Now, B-Ball Fan 54, trade for Ja Morant. See you next time.